All right, we are back and recording. And yes, an Uber driver arrives to bring you guys. I think first you were gonna go get some blood, though.
Most deaf.
Mm-hmm. Overrated.
Underrated.
Overrated.
Very overrated. One good song.
The best song you ever have is that Gorilla song.
No.
Yeah, you are aware that you're able to go to a clinic, and order some blood there for yourself. However, it does occur to you that it's not the kind of place where you're going to want to feed.
Oh yeah, I know.
So yeah, and Vincent, you're like eyeing the Uber driver pretty hard as your hunger is starting to get the better of you. Thoughts of feeding or interrupting your thoughts.
Stop at a fucking packy at a store. Convenience store, whatever. Buy me cigarettes.
Don't tell me, tell the driver.
Stop at a convenience store. Buy me cigarettes.
Sure.
Light cigarette. Put it in my mouth. Give him extra.
No smoking in car.
It's not gonna end well for him. Okay, I'll hork one down on the sidewalk without arms. He's a smoker and he hasn't smoked in like a day and a half.
So do not want to be around you for that. Gross scene.
Yeah, you're going to assist him, giving him the cigarette and lighting it, I assume. Yeah, you probably don't want to.
Yeah,
You can't summon your tendrils anymore.
for
You're going to go out
wait
with blood for it.
I'll light it for him and walk back in the car.
I'll hork you down real fucking fast, but yeah, just maybe take the edge off.
The Uber driver's like watching you as you're doing this, like, he's getting paid either way, doesn't really super care, but just sort of like, this is strange. Like, he's just now maybe noticing that, like, you don't have limbs and kind of an unusual sight. And you get back in the car and go to the clinic.
Everywhere there's a fucking thing.
Getting enough blood, I presume, and
you knocked me off my own fucking boat.
Charging
That's
it
fair, yeah.
to the
That's
account.
on me.
Yeah, you're also soaking wet.
It's also my
just to
fault
add
that
to
I
this whole...
fucking put on a Uptown Abrasion show.
Oh, I asked for that. That's fine.
And yeah, arrive at the clinic, get the blood. What are you doing with it? I presume they just give it to you in a cooler,
Honestly, go down the nearest fucking alley and... Oh, Jesus, that looks super weird. Hey, we'll be right back. Just keep the car warm for us. Walk into a random alley with a fucking...
Keep it cool. Summer, right?
Yeah.
Keep that AC blasting.
Yeah,
Put in my fucking veins, Myers.
Yeah, I guess that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to do that. I mean, I want this over with as fast as possible. Shit. So, I mean, honestly, maybe take the back door out of the clinic and just literally run down an alley super fast and then run right back to the car and just get it over with in an alley somewhere.
Very well.
Ditch the cooler. Actually, return the cooler. That's
Nice. Maybe we can get like a
economically friendly thing. Or environmentally friendly thing.
Is there like a returnables, like 6 cent deposit on
I
that
hope
cooler?
so.
It's just your, standard disposable styrofoam cooler. There's probably a little dry ice in the bottom though. To keep the blood chilled.
Yeah.
Presumably, it's going somewhere where you could keep it in a refrigerator. So yeah, at this the Uber driver probably will depart. Just because you guys are probably going to be a minute, just finding a quiet place to take care of your needs and summoning another Uber, I presume, to go back to the precinct.
Should be a fucking this one. Summon Uber.
It's like summon Mount for paladins. Yeah.
Vincent, roll me a willpower and awareness, please.
Break it.
No.
Flat on.
Yeah,
Seriously, trying
this
that
blood
thing yet?
definitely hits the spot. However, it
Figure out how to turn that.
pops into
Yeah.
your mind just for ever so briefly that it tastes a little bland
Mm.
to you. It doesn't quite have the same flavor kick. And yes, you guys make it to the precinct and are getting out of the, out in front. Probably don't need to go into the parking deck. Right about the same time, you are actually pulling into the parking garage, and you see these two getting out of a car in front of the precinct.
All right. If they make eye contact, I'll kind of wave to
I'll
them.
dominate them.
If not, I'm just gonna park the car somewhere close by, like in a parking spot, and walk in.
All right.
Hey, Duck Clausen, up high.
I'll do what, like, it's cut off like here,
I
right?
think right about there.
Okay, I'll kind of give you a little elbow.
Yeah, I'll nub you, sure.
Wow.
Just made the list.
A good thing you're a melee combatant, so because you still have your shoulder blades.
Nice.
So are you joining them as they're going inside, or are you going to just look to talk to someone about your car?
I'm just talking to someone about my car. Like, as far as I'm concerned, I already went through this meeting, so.
Yeah, I guess we'd assume you're here for the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So you guys would probably try to connect up with him, assuming that he's there for the meet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll
You
say
ready for
that
this
you-
debrief?
I already did it.
We still have all your limbs. All right, this is looking promising.
It wasn't here. It was two random guys, either human or ghoul or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just tell them what precinct number.
Oh, shit. Maybe we could have blown this off. I mean, we're here now, so it's not, but...
Yeah. Good luck
So
to
why
them.
are you here?
Bring back their car and figure out where mine is.
Rich motherfuckers with cars.
You have a boat.
You have a sailboat.
damage sailboat.
That's fair.
Good luck to you guys.
Thanks.
You'll be fine. The sheriff's a big fan of you.
Yeah.
So
Big fan.
you park your vehicle in the parking deck, probably close to where you initially got it, and go talk to the attendant, probably just in the parking deck there, and say, hey, I'm returning this vehicle yet, and I have my own car. I was involved in an incident or something, and looking to find out how I can get it back. And so they make a couple phone calls. They don't recognize you as being special or anything like that. So there is a bit of back and forth as this person seems to be trying to make calls and talk to the people in the right department or whatever. And they say that, your vehicle has been impounded, was involved in a crime, and forensics needs to process it, apparently. And they should contact whoever's on the license plate owner, which presumably is yourself, whenever the vehicle is released and cleared from that process. So I don't know how long it'll take, honestly.
No ideas at all?
It just depends when forensics does it. Forensics doesn't answer to me. I'm sorry, sir. They usually just reach out and contact someone when a vehicle's been involved in a crime like that, whenever they're done with it.
Very well. I'll go inside to the waiting room and it's like, yeah, the sheriff around? Liam? Or, forgot his name again. Carl?
Carl.
The person there says the sheriff.
I'll give him. Sorry, nickname. I'll give him the actual name.
Liam Connolly.
Liam Connolly.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yes. Liam Connolly is currently interviewing. Apparently, you'd like to speak to him though.
Yes, whenever it's convenient for him.
Okay, I'll have a message sent to him. If you like, feel free to wait here and stuff. And...
Very well. I'll just sit down and pick up like whatever 6-month-old magazine they have sitting in the waiting room.
Yeah.
He's got an appointment in the pain room. Huh.
It must be a typo.
Meanwhile, reading time of like coronavirus. It'll never reach America.
We have one of those post-its up, like an aged post-it from when like COVID first hit our shores in our break room at work. It's like, yeah, there's reported cases in Washington, but there's no, there doesn't seem to be any worry that it's going to spread beyond that. It seems to be contained. It's like, oh boy, we fucked that one up.
Slightly off.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you are waiting in the waiting room.
Yep.
And while this was going on, and you're trying to navigate the Boston police bureaucracy to get your vehicle back, you two have been brought up to the 4th floor of this fairly large
you want
police
to go
precinct.
with us since?
Yeah, I'm assuming you guys are already up there.
Why would you want to just? But you want to just go with us anyway? I mean, you
Get
would
to
have had
the
a moment
sheriff
to talk.
quickly.
Yeah. Also, you probably want to be privy to the conversation anyway, saving a phone call later down the road.
I mean, if that's an option, but I figured you guys were already upstairs, and I wasn't
gonna say
invited
no?
to this meeting, so.
Yeah, I wasn't invited to the last one. That's still stuck around.
Yeah, you can go up with them. They probably had to wait a little while anyway, too, just for their meet.
Yeah, sure. Like I said, I figured they just came in. Oh, yep, show you the way, kind of like they did with me before, so.
Hand me that Newsweek.
Yeah, I mean, your
It's kind of
adventure
like holding
didn't
up to your mouth.
take too long there. So yeah, all
Pretty
three of you
page turn.
are brought up to the 4th floor of this large precinct, and you can get more of a sense of the scale of this thing as you're now going through, and probably appreciate a little bit more like the security features that they have. This is a large facility. There's probably several hundred police here, many of them well equipped and stuff, and for a vampire to come up out of that elevator in a questionable state or condition, it won't go well for them. Just given the sheer volume of people and firepower that are here, cameras and everything else. Yeah. So you can see probably why they would, have a detention center underneath this thing as being.
Yeah.
It's not likely to be raided by the Sabat anytime soon. So yes, going up to the 4th floor, you are brought into
For what it's worth, I never mind. I'll deal with it later. It's fine. Sorry.
brought into a area of offices and ushered into yet another conference room, and told to sit down, where in the sheriff is waiting, along with a couple other individuals. At least one you recognize as someone who was there at the previous meeting, and a couple other individuals that you do not recognize.
Okay.
And as per usual, the sheriff is decked out in his usual combat regalia. Seems to be always ready for the fight.
Typically.
Just kind of nod to him on the way, and it's like, I've already been debriefed, but mind if I sit in?
No. Have a seat, Doctor. Thank you for speaking with the detectives earlier. We appreciate your taking the time and answering our questions.
Not a problem. Sorry about the random phone call earlier. I just saw they were breathing as I was about to go into the room and wanted to know if there's anything I should or shouldn't mention.
Phone call? I wasn't aware that we had a phone call beforehand.
Oh, yeah, I tried calling your number, but it didn't No one answered, so I called Carl, and he told me it was fine.
I see. Yes, yes,
Didn't want to break a massacre in a random police station.
yes. Unfortunately, I've been occupied this evening and unable to catch up with my phone. You see him like scribble down a note, like delete phone number.
Fair enough.
No, you don't actually see that, although he does take a note. Says thank you, gentlemen, for coming. We just wanted to hear from your own memories what occurred that evening, so that we can establish a timeline and try to gather any details that may be relevant to this situation.
Shit. I mean, I got a fucking memory of 9. I will recant literally everything that I can think of.
I got a 10,
Yeah.
and yeah, I said just telling it how I saw it.
Yep, exactly what occurred and everything.
Yep.
Very well. Vincent, are you saying anything?
Yeah, I'll recant pretty much what happened and definitely flavor that I was about to definitely die on the second floor of that building until the sheriff heroically came in and saved my ass.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So, well, thank you both for your honesty, or thank you all for your honesty in discussing what occurred. Frankly, I am amazed that you survived last evening. Somehow, without any training, preparation, planning, you managed to survive and take out a Sabat hit squad.
They say carpooling is good for the economy.
Wasn't good for them.
Sometimes it goes sideways.
Even more impressive, too, is the fact that you seem to have somehow ascertained the identity of a Sabat collaborator operating within the Camarilla as well. The Tordor, Tanaka Hirohito,
Oh, right.
under interrogation, he does still exist. He indicated that he had actually hired the Sabat, this particular crew, to assassinate the other member of his coterie. Another gentleman by the name of Akira Watanabe. Watanabe maintains a lower profile, from what I understand, but obviously his coterie mate knew his location and intended to have him killed. So, yes, again, somehow you managed, through failure, I guess, to call the one member who is likely to betray you, and eliminate that particular threat.
It's a talent.
Clearly.
Talent. Didn't he fuck us over right before this too? At least it wasn't exactly fucking us over, but he didn't like let us know what the meeting was about in advance before we. Mason, that is.
Oh, Mason, right.
Yeah.
So, honestly, as I said, I'm very surprised that you are alive, though grateful. It's good to see a new coterie get established and to make their way in Boston. And I am perhaps most gratified to find out that you are all killers, apparently, which is a positive development from my perspective. Looks at you, Vincent, in particular, and says, when you said that you killed that other vampire spat in self-defense, I wasn't sure about you, whether or not you actually had it in you to take the life of another, to be a combatant and a fighter, but your behavior, although somewhat erratic and spontaneous, is certainly malevolent and vicious enough to be respectable from my particular angle. your ability to diablerize another vampire simply for the joy of it is very impressive. What's your morality at?
7, 6.
6. Yeah. What's yours at there?
5.
5.
I don't think I fed on anyone for the joy of it, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Both of your morality scores drop actually 1 point. As the sheriff is describing this, you realize that you did actually selectively determine to murder a bunch of people. Sabat,
We were told to kill a Sabat cell or we were going to be banished. And also, I was trying to save a friend that, like, went into that room and, like, boarded himself
so
up.
this is the first time in your unexistence that you actively blew up a vehicle filled with people
Yeah.
and killed people.
People who
Willingly.
are killers. People who are killers.
They were literally a hit squad.
Yeah. They were people who were, like, killing us and, like, our own, like, city members and people who were Sabat who would kill humans with wanton fashion. I don't know.
Wanton fashion.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't know how do you say it in English?
Wanton.
I like how you justify it. That's good.
It's not.
But you went from being doctor to killing machine
Yeah, in a moment of
in
combat.
a night.
In a moment of combat. Yeah.
And Vincent also, I mean, your own choice to diablerize the person. Again, it was somewhat accidental the first time, but this time you chose to diablerize someone.
I didn't actually diablerize someone though.
Well,
I just killed someone.
Can you? Does it?
chose to drink someone to death. It's
Same thing. As just
exsanguination, I think, is the
Same
term,
thing as
yeah.
beating their face in.
Not quite. You consume the soul.
But I didn't because I didn't actually get a generation.
Mm.
When you feed out a vampire, you take them. Like
I think it's,
you consume them, even if it's not. You don't get
Alright.
any blood power out of it. At least that's the way I've always interpreted it.
All right.
But yeah, in the sheriff is not. I shouldn't necessarily say in tone. Like as a DM, I'm saying that like your morality has lowered because
Gotcha.
you guys have taken a more assertive path from where you otherwise were. However, as the sheriff, as far as he's concerned, he seems actually pleased that you guys stepped up and took this action. Although he does, speak for him. Certainly, in the future, if you wish to combat Sabat, I would highly recommend you do so with more equipment and planning and strategy. We here in Boston do look out for each other. And as I saved you, had we known that you were going to go into the apartment, maybe you could have joined us on the actual hunt in the morning, and we'd gone in a more systematic way, or if we knew you were going in, we could have intervened in a more forceful manner to make sure that your outcome was a positive one.
What are they fucking brushing their teeth with?
right. Yeah.
But aside from your method and the use of a discipline in the street, he looks at you, Doctor, which curiously your file did not indicate that you were a pyromancer.
Let the record show him a pyromancer.
Clearly, unfortunately, the Malkavian clan rep, the Tremere clan rep, who was our designated flamethrower, expired, obviously, with the werewolf attack. It's good to know that someone of similar power now resides in Boston. That sort of firepower does tend to deter the less desirable elements from bothering one.
I'm curious to see what the clan, the rest of our clan does in light of this information.
Well, you are welcome to share with them what occurred, although I would. Mm, well, you're free to say whatever you want. I can't necessarily stop you.
I find my actions speak just enough.
No, I think it's quite good, honestly. It speaks well for Boston. You did engage in a blood hunt. You took great personal risk to eliminate the enemies of the Camarilla and a threat to vampire kind. Boston is grateful for both of your services and your sacrifices. But with notoriety comes certain risks, as you must know. Having killed Sabat makes you a target for other Sabat. Your name gets out there. Certain opportunities or friendships may be lost, shall we say, if you're known to be a potential risk.
Well,
Essentially, if you create a higher profile, like
yeah.
obviously you're gonna.
So are you sharing information with people that we were the ones engaged with this? How would anyone know if everyone died?
We do not discuss these things or share. But again, you were involved in a blood hunt, and what you choose to share with others is your own. We won't confirm or deny what occurred, but I presume that's what you were referencing.
I'm confused. You're saying that life has become more dangerous for us because we killed Sabat, but no one needs to know that we killed Sabat.
No, I thought your associate here was saying that he would be sharing that with people.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, if the clan finds out, or not the clan, I need to stop saying the clan. What the fuck? I was just.
That would certainly
In due
presumably
time.
increase your credibility within the Tremere. I understand you're having a little potential difficulty in that regard.
Nah, I wouldn't call it a difficulty. I'd call it an annoyance.
Well, if it becomes more than annoyance, I might be able to assist you to some degree with that.
I don't need clanhood to think of myself as a upstanding citizen of Boston.
Well, I would certainly welcome you as a member of the Boston community, even if you were excommunicated from the clan.
That'll be quite the caitiff.
He actually looks up. I don't think that would make you a caitiff.
It was a joke.
Oh, ha. Is there anything I can do for you, gentlemen?
My car sustained a little damage in that. I spoke to the people downstairs. They said forensics had to go through it, and then they would give me a call when they were finished. Is there a way to expedite that process a little?
Sure, I can have them put that at the front of the line, and someone will call you promptly about your vehicle.
Thank you.
Yes. From what I understand, there's a biohazard component to it or something like that.
Yeah.
It seems to be
Yeah, I can say that.
flesh embedded into the vehicle. Needs to be removed.
I want to turn my head away and use telepathy on Vincent and say, blink twice if you want me to mention the cravings for life that you've been having.
I will stare straight ahead.
So once or twice. Shit, I forgot.
And right at that
Keep them
moment,
open.
and right at that moment, Vincent gets some dust in his eyes. Like,
I have to mention it 30 times? Jesus.
if he really wants me to get the point across.
Start becoming like a broken record. So what about the what? Just resetting the message. What about the blood?
Yeah, that is a good point. I wonder if the sheriff would make mention of that. Yeah, he does look at you, Vincent, at one point after having asked if there was anything he could do for you all, and says, "You should be careful about consuming more souls in the near future. Having committed a diablerie and having exsanguinated another vampire, you consume their souls. Feeling's quite pleasurable, potent, and can be very addictive. It can make it very difficult for you to get sustenance from normal blood. You, in worst case scenario, can only get satisfaction from the vitae of another vampire.
All right.
It's dangerous to do it too quickly, too often. I don't know what your own experience in that regard is, but a one-off is
Did he say that? What do you said that before? After I theoretically used that telepathy.
Yeah, I mean, I would presume he would have done it after.
Okay.
But yeah, he didn't seem to do it necessarily in response to that. I think that it is probably something that he would have brought up
Okay.
in regards to Vincent. Because it is valid. At least in this world, in this system, like, if you like exsanguinate a lot of vampires, you can get like addicted to it. It becomes, which in retrospect may explain some of the feelings you've had.
Yeah, I guess I'll say something like, yeah, I wouldn't want that to keep happening because I'd have to keep just going up the chain and taking out people of power left and right just to feel comfortable. I wouldn't want to do that.
Yes. It is, diablerie is a path to power, but it can have consequences.
We're good on the you wanting me to embrace people now, since those people that you sent me to, you said either take out these people or embrace people. These people have been taken out. So you will not be requesting me to embrace others now?
Yes.
I'm going to stand up and leave.
Very well. Sheriff kind of nods his head as your back is turned. Looks at you, gentlemen. Says, thank you for coming in. Giving us your
Get to the
information.
door and can't open.
You have to probably use your foot. or
Leave it and put it on the
something.
foot. Damn it. Hopefully it's not a ball twisty.
Oh,
like, thing.
Jesus.
Hopefully
Yeah,
there's a little
oh,
handle
man.
on it that I can lift
Oh.
it with my foot.
Yeah, you have to pull it back. That's the problem to get into a room off of a hallway. Like, you gotta pull it in. Oh, man. So, yeah, Vincent's probably, like, trying to, like, you know, maybe he's got his knee on it, he's turned the thing, but of course he can't pull it. He can maybe. Oh, Christ. As the sheriff looks at you both and says, yes, thank you both for coming in and taking the time to answer the questions. Earlier, you didn't have to be at this particular meeting. But you know, we just wanted to have I wanted to personally have the opportunity to debrief these two. And speak with them about their future in Boston. Indeed, I'm glad that your coterie has joined the community. And I look forward to working with you in the future. Though I hope you take my advice in good faith and not see it as simply a willful critique. Better planning and preparation in the future will promote your survival.
Have we talked about the Salubri having a foothold in Boston?
Why don't we leave it there?